I thought I knew every part of her, until one forgotten phone call shattered my world in a single night. I'm Lucas, 33, a data analyst who finds comfort in numbers more than feelings. My girlfriend, Nora, 30, is a freelance illustrator, lively, sharp, the kind of person who makes strangers smile. We've been together for 6 years, sharing a small loft in Portland since 2021. Our relationship wasn't flawless, but it was ours. We'd weather layoffs, health scares, and the chaos of a world turned upside down. Nora's sarcasm could snap me out of any funk, and I'd spend nights fixing her tablet crashes while she drew beside me. We were partners. We met at a friend's trivia night. I was quiet, sipping a cider, when Nora slid into the seat next to me, betting she'd crush me at pop culture questions. She did, nailing every 90s TV show answer. By the end, we were swapping contacts. Our first date was at a food cart pod where she mocked my safe taco order. From there, it was a blur bike rides along the river, late night debates, her pulling me to indie concerts, me getting her hooked on documentaries. We moved in together after 3 years, mixing her chaotic sketchbooks with my tidy desk setup. Nora was my home. She'd stick post-its on my fridge with doodles or snarky quotes. I'd bring her tea during her all-night deadlines. We had our class Cheshire clutter drove me nuts, and I could get lost in spreadsheets. But we always fixed it. Last fall, we started hinting at forever. I looked at engagement bands online, keeping it secret. I thought we were aligned. Her best friend, Tessa, was always around. Tessa, 31, a barista and part-time poet, was a fixture coffee dates, movie nights. I liked Tessa. She was laid back, always praising Nora's work. Nora's job meant long hours, late calls with clients, or sketching sessions. I didn't mind. I trusted her completely. Looking back, I was too trusting. Maybe I ignored the hints. In 2024, her late nights piled up. She'd come home drained, blaming client demands. I bought it. Why wouldn't I? Our rhythm was steady. I'd crunch data till midnight. She'd be sketching or out with Tessa. We'd collapse together, her arm over my chest. The last few months, though, she seemed off. Her phone was always pinging, but she'd say it was work. I noticed she'd tilt her screen away when texting. I brushed it off as stress. She still hugged me in the mornings, still left her post-its. I didn't pry. I didn't want to seem needy. I loved her, and love meant trust, didn't it? It was a Wednesday, November 2024. I was up late, wrestling with a dataset, earbuds in, when Nora texted she was at a cafe with Tessa. "Be home late," she wrote, with a winking emoji. Around 10:30 p.m., my phone lit up Nora's name. I grinned, thinking she was checking in. I answered, but there was no "hey love," just noise. Fabric rustling, faint voices. I yanked out my earbuds, confused. "Nora?" I said. Nothing. She'd pocket dialed me. I was about to disconnect when I heard her voice, low and warm. God, I've been craving this. My gut twisted. Her tone was wrong. Then, another voice's soft, not Tessa's. "You're gonna ruin me." It was a woman's voice, flirty, close. My pulse hammered. I gripped the phone, frozen. Background SoundCloud cafe, cups clinking. Nora laughed, but it wasn't her usual laugh. It was intimate, secret, quiet, someone might notice, she said. "Who's gonna notice?" the woman teased. "Chill, darling, darling," my chest caved. I knew that voice. Tessa. I sat, paralyzed, listening. They were flirting, Nora giggling about a hand grazing her arm, Tessa murmuring, "Your trouble." It wasn't friend banter. It was more. I told myself to hang up, but I couldn't. I needed to know. "Look," Nora said, softer. "We can't keep doing this. It's too close to home." Tessa's voice was hushed. "You're worth the risk. What's Lucas gonna do? Analyze us?" They laughed. My name in her mouth stung like venom. I felt ill. Then it deepened. Nora's voice wavered. "I feel awful, okay? He's solid. But this," a pause. "This is something else. I don't get it." Tessa cut in. "You don't need to. Just stay here with me." Silence. Then a soft sound of kiss. Maybe. My eyes burned. I don't know how long I listened, minutes, forever. The call dropped suddenly. I stared at my screen. Nora's text mocked me. "Be home late." My hands shook. I wanted to believe I'd misheard. Maybe it was a joke, drunken nonsense, but I knew. She hadn't hung up, and I'd heard her with someone else. I didn't move for ages. My laptop dimmed, reflecting my hollow stare. The loft silence was deafening. I kept hearing Nora's voice. He's solid, but this is something else. Tessa's laugh. That word, else, sliced through me. I felt hollowed out. I wanted to call her, to yell, to demand the truth. But what could I say? I heard you? She'd deflect, lie. I needed proof, or at least certainty. I opened my laptop, fingers unsteady, and logged into our shared cloud account. We'd never snooped before it felt dirty, but I was desperate. Her emails were clean, no odd calendar notes. Then I checked her photo backups. Most were her sketches, us hiking. But one folder, client drafts, was password, locked. I didn't know her code. I paced aloft, my mind spinning. I thought about texting Tessa, confronting her, but that seemed weak. Instead, I grabbed my keys and drove. Portland's streets were empty at 1 a.m., rain smearing the windshield. I ended up at the cafe she'd mentioned Bean, Leaf. Her car wasn't there. I didn't go in. I just sat in the lot, hands clenched. By 3 a.m., I was back home. Nora wasn't there. I sat on the couch, staring at the door. My phone buzzed with scenarios she'd walk in. I'd confront her, and then end it? 6 years? Gone? I loved her, but imagining her with Tessa made me sick. I felt blind, stupid. I decided to wait. She'd come home. I'd ask about her night. Easy, see if she'd lie. If she lied, I'd know. If she didn't, I didn't know. I scrolled our old texture, I love you, typos, photos of us at the coast. My throat tightened. Nora walked in at 4:50 a.m. Her hair was loose, cheeks pink. Hey, you said she said, dropping her bag. You're up. Yeah, I said, voice towed. How's Tessa? Good, she said, stretching. Just a chill night. I'm dead. She headed to bed, avoiding my gaze. Anything fun happen? I asked, standing. She paused. Nope, just catching up. Why? Just curious, I said. She nodded. I'm out. Night, love. She brushed my shoulder quick. I stood there, numb as she left. I didn't sleep. By dawn, I decided to give her a chance to confess. I'd watch her, wait for a mistake. If she didn't, I'd bring up what I'd heard. I didn't know if I wanted to save us or destroy us. The next 10 days were torture. Nora acted normal post-its, quick smiles, kisses before work, but I saw the lies. Her phone glued to her, always on silent. Her client calls vague. I pulled back, cold, observing her like a case study. She sensed it. You good, Lucas? She'd ask over takeout. I'd mutter, fine. She didn't press. I needed to know how far this ran. I messaged Tessa, casual, asking to meet for a quick coffee. She agreed, picking a spot by the river. She was her usual self chatty, tossing her hair, but her eyes were wary. Nora's been slammed, right? I said. She nodded. Too quick. Yeah, totally. She's swamped. I probed. You two hang out much? Her jaw tightened. Not that much, she said. I'm booked too. I didn't believe her. I started checking Nora's location. She'd shared years ago for travel. Most nights, she was where she said her studio, a bar. But 3 times, she was at Tessa's when she claimed work. I felt like a creep, but the betrayal drowned my guilt. When Nora said she was heading to a client workshop out of town, I checked her. She was at Tessa's. That night, I drove to near Tessa's building. Their cars were there. I parked across the street, debating whether to text her. I go up. I didn't. Instead, I called Tessa. No answer. Then Nora. Straight to voicemail. Voicemail. My blood boiled. I sent Tessa an email from a throwaway account acting as a worried friend who'd caught them out together. I warned I'd tell Lucas if it didn't stop. Tessa replied fast. You're wrong. It's not what you think. Back off. Us. That word hit like a brick. I confronted Nora the next evening. She was unpacking, sketching at the table. How was it? The workshop? I asked, voice hard. Fine, she said, eyes down. Busy. What client? I pressed. She faltered. A new one. Why? Because you were at Tessa's, I said, not a workshop. She froze, pale. What, Lucas? Stop, I snapped. I heard you, the phone call. You and Tessa. Tessa, he's solid, but this is something else. Her eyes widened. Lucas, wait. I heard you, I said, louder. You're cheating with Tessa. She slumped into a chair. I'm sorry, it's not simple. Simple? I laughed, bitter. 6 years, Nora. Were you ever going to tell me? I was trying to, she choked, crying. I didn't know how. I love you, Lucas, but I'm not enough? I cut in. It's not you, she sobbed. I'm lost. I'm figuring out me. I turned away, storming to my room. Her sobs followed me through the walls. Tessa texted me later, pleading, It wasn't supposed to go like this. I ignored her. My friends were furious when I told them. Cut her out, my coworker Sam said. My brother said to try couples therapy, but I couldn't. Nora moved to her dad's place 2 days later. The loft felt dead. It's been 4 months since Nora left. The loft's bare without her sketches, her energy. I kept her last post-it. You make my chaos work. I don't know why it's still on my fridge. Maybe because trashing it feels like erasing everything we were. I blocked Nora and Tessa everywhere. My friends check in, but I'm okay. Or I'm managing. Data keeps me steady, numbers don't betray you. Nights hit harder. I see her in Portland's Corners, the food cart pod we loved, the bookstore we'd linger in. I resent her for that. She texted me once, a long message about needing to understand herself and still loving me. She said Tessa was temporary, that she's in therapy, sorting out her identity. I didn't respond. Her words felt hollow. Maybe she's not evil. Maybe she's lost. But she chose to lie, to hide it. That's enough for me to know. I've picked up biking again, alone. The river paths ground me. I'm thinking about the future, maybe Austin, a clean break. Dating's off the table. Trust feels like a setup. My therapist, I started, says to sit with the pain, not dodge it. I'm trying. I'm pissed. But beneath it, I miss her. Not the Nora who broke me, but the one I'd planned a life with. I ran into Tessa's cousin at a bar last week. He said Nora and Tessa fell apart. Nora ended it, took a job in Vancouver. Tessa's struggling, apparently. I shrugged, said nothing. I don't feel smug, just empty. I don't care why they imploded. I don't know if I'll ever grasp why. Why Nora risked us, why Tessa was something else. I don't think I want to. I just want to move on. For now, it's me, my laptop, and the trails. It's enough.